Welcome back. Welcome back to Sports Zone. That video you see there is a trending video of the weekend. Athletics event in a high school in Virginia, USA. High schoolers. It was a 4x200 meter relay race. As the girl passed the opponent, she just whacks her with the baton. Like, it looks intentional. Now the girl has apparently concussion and a potential skull fracture. I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, the drama is, after the incident, all right, the girl that smacked the other girl with the baton said that it just looked bad and the incident was misunderstood and she was shedding tears. She said she never intentionally hit her. Watch her.
Nobody's gonna believe me because I can admit from the video it does look purposeful, but I know my intentions and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I'm just a person by myself. Nobody's gonna believe me because I can admit from the video it does look purposeful, but I know my intentions and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I'm just a person by myself.
Okay, so she says that from the video it looks bad, but she didn't intentionally whack the girl. You know, DK, bring your head. It was not intentional. But it's an amazing incident. It's got the whole internet in a chokehold, you know. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. You're all looking lovely.
Yeah, Ghana month.
Yeah, it's Ghana month.
Ghana month.
What else your...
What do you mean?
You have the hat.
Yes. You want the hat song?
No, I hear the...
Yeah, depending upon where you position it has a meaning.
Ah, yes. Oh, let me show you. If you wear the hat like this, if you wear the hat like this, okay, straight up, that is king.
Yeah, your leader.
You are the king, exactly.
So I remember when we went to the World Cup and the Captain Andrea, you wore it that way.
There you go.
It was to say that he was the leader of
the
group.
Exactly.
Like he was the
he
was the capito, the king.
Yeah. If you wear the hat straight, it means that you're the king. So when you see a group of people walking around in in smoke, and you see the one with the highly pointed hat.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. That's the man you should not...
Capito.
Yeah, that's the one you shouldn't deal with. If you turn it left, this is a kinsman.
Right.
He's a kinsman. If you turn it right, now you're just faint too.
So on the show, if we had it, yours could be straight because...
I could wear it straight.
And then we could be the kingsman, then we could go to the left.
But the problem is that if my village chief sees it...
Then you're in trouble.
So you are in Accra claiming fun.
You come to Accra claiming to be the king. Okay. You sleep and wake up in cities. Guys, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
Listen, what did you make of that incident?
I believe the lady.
That it was an accident.
You can't cry just like that if it wasn't an accident.
Right.
It could be. Look, it doesn't look good.
And she's an,
It doesn't look good. It looks like it's intentional. But I can also understand motion when you are swinging.
Yes.
Right? Because when you are running and you are swinging, your hand is with some sort of force.
Yeah.
So that could have been it. But it doesn't look like that is what it is. But I'll be surprised if any athlete would deliberately want to use, the baton to smash the other one. That's why I'm just leaning towards her a little bit, feeling sorry for her because, it's devastating. And for the lady who has the concussion and perhaps the fractured skull,
yeah,
we wish her a speedy recovery. It doesn't look good at all. But that is...
So she's also spoken, I think.
She's spoken?
Yeah, she's also spoken.
Yeah.
She said she just wants an apology and an explanation because it didn't make
And
sense.
the explanation and apology has come in tears and some nice...
No, the apology didn't come.
She said she didn't do it. She didn't... Well, that wasn't an apology. That was an explanation.
Sorry, yeah.
So you are left for part 2, apology.
But it's not the first time that has happened. There was, I think you've seen the famous video that comes around every now and then from the World Junior Championship from Seoul in 1992. Gabriel Selassie was smacked from behind by Mashuka. That video comes around every now and then. If Benaya was thinking like me, he would have found that by now.
But more seriously, even after the incident, Danny points out something to me while we were watching it off air. That is a high school championship.
It's a high school championship.
Look at the facilities on which they are competing.
Yeah,
man.
please don't do
That's,
that.
that's, look,
High school.
It's high school.
We just did our ice win. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
But I show us a video again. They said that the facilities in the high school, no,
It's wonderful.
is better than our national facilities. So wait.
Yeah.
They want, and that's an indoor track, by the way.
indoor
Look
facility.
at that.
It's beautiful. That really is beautiful. Like, you know.
Yeah. Is it back?
You know.
Well, she says the video looks bad and that it looks like she did it purposefully, but that she slipped and it wasn't purposeful. Now what? Come on, it's purposeful. It looks, well,
She had
Charlie,
his
it's hard
face
to
there.
judge, eh?
She took how many? We count about 10, 11 strides where her hand never went up. And the moment they go, okay, look, sometimes these things is frustration and it's instinct. It happened and
You
she
know,
instantly
Just
regret
reflects, and you are just straight away regretting it, but it happened, you know.
Yeah, you can have it.
It's terrible.
Anyway, let's move it on then.
If I got like Abu Sinari, like a chalk
And-
himself,
and-
the time
and-
we did SS.
They didn't worry you.
Abu Sinari, they ran the guy the campus, like a chalk himself making for. I had to take it cool.
Oh, good. All right. Let's start our show with the Ghana Premier League as usual. It's back after almost 2 months out because of the tragic incident involving Nana Poli. House of Folk were the first in action on Friday night. They took on Young Apostles at the Accra Sports Stadium, and they won that game by 2-0. Take a look. So House of Folk got all 3 points. That result took them top of the Ghana Premier League table. Momentarily, though, because that lead only lasted about 48 hours until Kotoko were in action on Sunday against Lagos Cities, and they won that match themselves by 2-0 to go back top of the table. That's that, 2-0. These are the rest of the results from the Nations FC also won that game by 1-0. Gold Stars, they won 1-0 against Nations FC. So they are second on the table. Alongside Kumasi and Kotoko, they have the same number of points. And then Hearts of Oak just a point behind those two at the top of the table. Karela United is not looking good for them. They were held at home by Basaka Holy Stars, so they remain in the bottom three. We'll show you the table shortly. Defending champion Samatex beat Instraterman, troubled Instraterman by 1-0. A lot of these teams played their home matches away from home. Brecun Chelsea, for example, played that game in Doma because the Golden City Park was not approved for this second round of matches, if you like. So that's the table. Kotoko and Gold Stars neck for neck, 37 points after 20 games. Hearts of Oak just another point behind. We have about 14 more matches to the end of the season to see who really, but that is so tight at the top. You look at first to fourth, separated by only 3 points. And then you look at first all the way to sixth on the table, separated by just 5 points. That is how incredibly tight it is at the top of the Ghana Premier League table. This is what the bottom looks like, and it's not looking good for Karela United, as I indicated. Haruna Idrisu's team struggling big time. They are in 16th position. Lagos City is just below them, and then Accra Lions. The bottom three separated by just 2 points. Dreams FC also above them, not entirely safe. And Suateman also following all of the troubles that they've had so far this season. And it looks like a century ago, but this season they actually played in Africa. Yep. You know, but so much has happened this year that you feel like that happened more than a century ago, the defending FA Cup champions. So that's what it is as far as the Ghana Premier League is concerned. Guys, good to see the league back, but even more importantly, good to see Hearts of Oak and Kotoko going neck for neck. Hearts of Oak's victory came at a cost, though. They were charged for breaching security protocols because they allowed their fans to enter the safe zone and see Jama. But I do have that Jama video. But, you know, but that's the point I'm making. It's good to see the two teams come back and be competing for the league. These are some of the storylines that encourage fans and encourage interest.
Yeah, this is a storyline that encourages interest, especially in terms terms of the title race. You saw it, was it 3 or 4 seasons ago when Hearts won with Samuel Buidu? It was Hearts Kotoko going neck to neck, and then Olympics were lagging behind. I think they finished in 3rd or 4th that season. Manuel Walker's Olympics did really well that season. And we saw it in terms of attendance. We saw that Garmanche Derby getting to the end of the season. Stadium was almost full out. If you remember, that's when the gate was broken down by fans.
Yes.
Then a couple of weeks later, the Accra Sports Stadium was sold out for that Kotoko Hearts game, which was almost like a decider, a Free Banias winner on the day. So they carry a large chunk of the fans or the football fans in this country. So once the two teams are doing well, you know that the interest in the league will be up there. And this is a song that is sung by a lot of people who follow the Ghana Premier League. Yes, it's important for other teams to also mount fights, but Kotoko and Hearts must do their things right and succeed, because when they succeed, the league succeeds. And it's very, I'm happy to see that, especially Hearts of Folk, because it's been back-to-back seasons where they've been flirting with relegation. And it started like that this season. It looked like it was going to be the same old story, at least the story of the past 3 seasons, but they've quickly recovered. They are doing some good things, and they found some consistency, and now just find themselves a point behind the leader. So it's important, especially for Hearts of Oak. For Kotoko, I think they've established that consistency with title challenges, so you expect them to continue. But for Hearts of Oak, it's really important that they maintain this consistency at least to the end of the season. Let's give it a push and see if the interest will come back. But if you also look at the attendance for the Kotoko game, it's a bit, if you start...
discouraging.
And I always use a Baba Yara Stadium to gauge interest levels to the Ghana Premier League, because the people of Kumasi absolutely love their football. So if you've starved the people of Kumasi for a month, and the return game is an emotional one, it's in front of the home fans, Baba Yara Stadium, and we see this sort
where
of...
the fans are supposed to come and pay tributes
to one of their own.
Yeah.
And you see this sort of attendance, then the league is really suffering. It's really, really suffering.
Sicho, I mean, it was good to see the Kotoko players and also, of course, the Legon City's players themselves pay tribute to Nana Pole just before kickoff. But then Daniel speaks about the attendance. I don't want us to overly dwell on that. I mean, how important was it to see that moment and to have football back?
Well, yes, at some point, football also is going to come back. We only wanted it to come back under the right conditions so that we avoid what happened before it went on the break. But again, it was good that the team, the players from both teams were, remembering Pole in the way they did it. And we hope that it leaves a mark and corrects some of these wrongs that have been with our game for some time now. And it's good to have the game back and to have it back in the way it started. I think it was good. If the Ghana Premier League is going to, and not only the Ghana Premier League, it's very normal. For so many leagues, if they are going to draw the attention of the people, it hinges on few teams. Only few leagues have got, irrespective of the team that is doing well, have got fans, or got the euphoria around it. But even when you go to Spain, the league is more exciting when you've got Barca, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid chasing the title. When you go to Italy, it's the same. You've got the big boys chasing. When you go to Portugal, you need Porto, Benfica, or Sporting Lisbon to do it. And it is the same. When you go to Egypt, it's the same thing. We've got Zamalek or Ali. And in Ghana here, if Ghana League is going to be interesting, normally, 9 out of 10, it's got to be Hearts and Kotoko. So for neutrals, or for people sitting on the fence, or for people working around the league, it's exciting. And again, even for those who are broadcasting, it's exciting to see the two teams within the shot of winning the title. And I've covered the Ghana Premier League in a period where the two teams were going at it. I can tell it's magical, right? The competition is massive. There's so much pressure on them on each game. The attention is... Look, even people who are not going to the venue to watch the game are going to be following and checking the scoreline. They're going to be watching the highlights. They're going to be looking out for how Kotoko fared in the weekend and how Hearts of Oak are doing as well. And that is what we need. That's what I've always said, that if Hearts and Kotoko can lead the way in running proper football clubs and sustain some level of success and keep their competition going for a very long time, that in itself can shoot the Ghana Premier League to a level. And Danny mentioned in the season where Hearts and Kotoko were going at it to the point where a game between them had to eventually even decide a title. That was massive. And then there was the third force in that season from Olympics, a traditional club who was also causing problems for all the big teams. So yeah, I like the way the league has returned in the fashion in which it has, with Kotoko and Hearts way up there. And also, let's not forget, some very interesting teams also knocking in and around them. Nations FC are doing great.
Cool stars.
Yes, yeah, and Bando Hearts of Lions as well. Surprising. Last season when they came into the league, they struggled, but this season they've
Survive relegation last but
yes, and this season they've been a different team altogether. And these are the teams where, if you're focusing on Hearts and Kotoko, these are the teams that can pick some points somewhere that can make the league even a lot more interesting. Then you've got a relegation battle in itself, which is also crunch and crucial. You know, so there is plenty happening around the league, and I hope that as the games come in thick and fast, a lot more storylines will come, more interests will come, and then we are able to do the right thing to sustain the energy around it.
What do you make of the incident or the reason why House of Oak were charged? So one of the things that the FA has done before the return of the league is to ensure the safe zone is protected. The safe zone is where the team's buses are supposed to park. It's supposed to ensure security, protect the players, protect the fans. House of Oak, this is the safe zone. The buses are parked there, all right. These are the University of Ghana Stadium. And then they allowed their fans to come in there and she jama. And then now they've been charged by the FA.
Allow.
We should allow. I mean, come
Well,
on. We have to respect, because the FA went through a lot, like you're saying, to put these measures
Some of our
in place.
clubs, why? Like, I don't get it. It's...
I mean, if they dock them some 5 points,
No, charge them money, share.
only money.
Only share.
5 points more.
No, but
So fans are not allowed here.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it.
you know, fans are not allowed there. They are allowed.
And what's the name of the Jama group? She said chapter on 32.
Well, that's way too close to the bus.
So they
And
see
around
the
that
Jama.
time they should get. I understand what the fans are trying to do. They just got too close to the bus. They would have had otherwise barricades some meters away from the bus.
Yeah.
Players come out of the bus, you see them, you wave them. Some can sign autographs.
Yeah, you're
And
not
then players,
supposed
they
to
sign autographs.
interact.
But some can go and sign autographs, nicely. But you can't, get that.
Yeah,
close. It's not
because
safe,
you see,
it's not
this is
proper.
not safe.
Yeah.
Because if the fans can get here, let's say it was in
On
the
a
case
good
of a
day.
defeat and they're angry, and they can easily access here, a player can easily get injured.
Yeah, so it's...
From an angry fan, that's why they had to be fined for allowing this. It doesn't matter that it happened during a joyous moment. They're saying that fans, under no circumstances, should be allowed to be this close to the safe zone. They could literally break all the glasses in these buses, puncture all these buses, and vandalize everything here.
From the FA point of view, you know what's annoying about this? You and Kotoko went to write joint proposal.
Yes.
About this very thing.
Demanding things.
Then the first week, it's not the first week, first match.
You can't keep your
You
house
can't
clean.
even keep your... What is this?
The fans cannot be this close to the team bus. During the bus is parked, it's just not.
See why I said,
it's not okay.
See why I said,
if the bus is moving and they're waving, that's fine.
Yes,
this is packed. Both team buses actually.
That is why I say Hearts and Kotoko have not done anything in Ghana football to demand automatic slots at the ESCO, because even they themselves don't run the clubs well. And this is a clear example.
It is misbehavior.
Like, you just come back from this terrible situation. At the least we're expecting you that at least do the right things for 4 games.
4 games.
And you can have a blip, then you can say, oh, some way. But you come back, it's the same
First match.
First match.
All right, guys. So that's the lowdown of the Ghana Premier League. But I'm still taking your messages on the young high schooler. Do you think that she intentionally smacked the girl with the baton, or it was an accident, as she says? But I've got more messages, plenty of messages. So let me read some of them before we take you to the Premier League. Good evening, Sports Zone. It is good to see both Haas and Kotoko doing well in the domestic scene. I wish Haas can win the title this season. Fent, in the EPL, if things end the way they are currently going, between United, Spurs and Man City, who is supposed to be more disappointed? Greetings to all Chelsea fans in China. This is Castro Steve from China. All right. Adair Jr. from Adenta says, hello, Fent. You guys are looking super califragilistic. You see, you've confused the word. You've added your own things. Oh, God. But that word, pronouncing it is something. Ada Jr., thank you very much. They say it's the longest word in the English language. Actually, not the longest word, one of the longest words in the English language. I'm not going to hurt my tongue by trying to pronounce it. Good evening to you all. Jacob School, the safe boy from Yeji, says, you're looking nice with the fugu, but for Mr. Danny, he should have won a big one so that he can look big, small. Liverpool is so fantastic.
Last year, you're not here.
And I can't wait to see them win the Premier League title. Your girlfriend or boyfriend can disappoint you, but Liverpool cannot disappoint you.
That's not too.
So I urge all broken-hearted guys to join Liverpool and they will be comfortable. Good night. Shalom. Interesting message from Jacob.
The same team that lost the league by 1 point twice.
Yes. Chelsea in Kumasi says, Nana Fentu, long live.
Stop.
You guys look good in your outfits, but then the house game, the first goal, it's like the landsman raised the flag and then kept it down again. Interesting. This one says, hello guys, it's your boy Barnabas. Please greet Karim and Daniel for me. And please tell Daniel that I love his top. Anyways, you are all looking good, but he is the one who is looking the best. Liverpool will beat PSG tomorrow by 3-1. What are you doing?
They say I'm looking nice. I'm showing.
They're taking fast, you pay you.
But you see, that's how the world is. Obiani the taste. Somebody said that he should have won a big one. Another person said that his outfit is the best.
Sure.
He dressed like Rollins.
When Danny saw mine, he said, wow, debut.
Everybody
there.
No, why debut?
You see, it's dressed like Rollins.
Yeah, JJ.
JJ.
I think he very much brought about this style.
Yeah,
I think so. He made it popular.
Yeah.
Fugu and then the shirts beneath it.
Yeah.
The shorts.
He brought that style.
Yeah, I think he very much owns that.
Hi, Fen. Good evening to you guys. This is always a moment. This is always the moment I love so much about Sports Zone. The facts, the analysis, so superb. I know a lot of people are wishing us Madrid to be knocked out come Wednesday, but we are relentless in winning. And you say, happy birthday to my boss, Reverend John Isahaku, Director of Zera Missions Africa. This is Joseph Bande. Tell Danny and Sisho that my birthday gift, I'm still waiting. They should give it to Uncle Karim. All right,
we've given it to him already.
Yes.
He will come.
He will come
when
when
he
he
comes.
comes to Bandi.
We wished him a happy birthday. Ghana's Premier League is so tight. I hope it's going to be better than the EPL soon. This one said, hi guys, I love your outfits, but a girl who works her colleague, with the baton stick, she really did it on purpose, which is very bad. Praise from La Paz. All right. We will, Danike, I hear your match day is on Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
It's Ghana, man.
It's Ghana, man. What's happening? Are you ready then, or should I go and come?
It's Ghana, man. What are they doing to my...
There's nothing happening on your screen. You can go and check. Go and check. I'll wait for you. I have more messages. Yeah, I can read more. See, Star Stokey. JJ.
Right
Danny
there.
K.
Danny K.
JJ! Oh, JJ! Chale! Oh,
Why you
Chale!
excited like that?
Oh, Chale! Benaya, be hard guy. Benaya, be hard guy. Oh, JJ!
That is, your inspiration is from JJ.
Oh, JJ!
Your inspiration is from...
Oh, JJ! Oh, JJ!
JJ Kranzi.
Oh, JJ!
JJ Kranzi.
JJ! Press go!
Okay, Danny K, sit down. We'll figure out your screen for you. Don't worry.
They've not fixed my...
You don't worry. We'll come back. We'll come back to your match day. We'll come. All right, so this, what is Victor Achutamoklu saying? All right, interesting. Achutamoklu, it's not now that you should be sending me these kinds of messages. What is wrong with you? Huh? Okay. All right, anyway, let's move it on. Listen, I've got a lot more, guys, so I want us to talk about the Premier League, okay? And there's quite a lot to go through in the Premier League because this week there's been a lot that has happened. Okay, Danike, I think they're ready for you now. Let's get your match day over with and then move on to the Premier League. What about Kotoko do you want to highlight? I'm very interested.
Remember last week I showed you Barcelona and their principle of leaving players wide.
Yes.
Opening spaces between...
Ogunbuzom.
Boga.
Abba.
But...
Kotoko is doing some.
Yeah, Kotoko is doing some. In fact, it's a very similar principle. It's a very common principle we've seen in football. But what I like about Kotoko's own is their mode of passing is, instead of the side-to-side vertical patient passing, Kotoko are more direct. They go vertical, they go direct. So in as much as he creates the space between the center-backs and then the full-backs, he's going through that space. He's not using the man out wide. He's going through the space that has been left behind. So it's something I noticed during the game against Legon Cities, and that's what I want to touch on. His use of Ajete, so you see, Ajete immediately retreats. He's hugging the line. Obviously, when the ball goes to the other side, he sort of comes in When he's coming towards the side, he's hugging the touchline, making himself as wide as possible. So he's basically on the touchline. Now, I want to show you guys the impact of this movement or this positioning. So let me highlight this defender here. So watch what happens when Ajete moves. He makes an attempt to follow him, and that creates space here. And then there's a big chance here for Kotoko. Should have taken the lead. 2 very good saves from the goalkeeper. But it just shows you the thinking behind Ogum and how he was exploiting that space down the line. And a similar thing happened again just a few moments later. Ajete again, right here, picks up his spot. Ball comes towards the right-hand side. Nice interplay passing. Kotoko bring it back. Ablo picks up the ball. As soon as Ablo picks up the ball, you can't even see Ajete on your screen. He's hugged the touchline again. And because of what has just happened a few moments later, fullback doesn't know if to follow him. And look at the direction he's going. He's sort of trying to close the space here, but also trying to keep his eye on the distance between himself and the center back. But that is all Ogum's idea, to create that space, allow his fullbacks to go in. And again, we talk about Kotoko's use of the vertical passing. They are not going side by side, to side to side. They are going direct. Once they see the space, they are playing forward passes in. And we see them take advantage again. This is Baba Yaya. As soon as he picks up the ball, he's looking for that forward pass. He's not going, although there's an outlet on the right-hand side for him, Ajete, who is free down the right-hand side, he's still going for that forward direct pass, trying to pick up or make use of the space. And this was a foul, but it was a very necessary foul because you look at the space that Kotoko have created on this side. If this 1-2 comes off, Baba Yaya has a whole or acres of space to drive into and probably create another chance. But then again, this system thrives with the number of bodies that are found within the central area. So Kotoko cramp just as we saw last week with Barcelona, they cramp the attacking players in there, create the space, but this time he makes use of the interplay within the attacking players. He doesn't go wide. Ajete, the right back and the left back are last resort passes. When it's not working during the middle, then you take it out wide. But they are very direct, very purposeful.
That is brave play. That is
exactly.
Brave play.
And very good coaching because you have to trust your players to be able to get these interplay passes right in and around the defense to create the spacing and probably chances also. And then you look at Kotoko again, making use of the wide areas. So it's a 1-2, the insistence to go forward because when a player picks up the ball like this, usually you expect him to turn and find a safer pass.
Yes.
But they are going direct, they are going vertical, and he returns the pass back to him. And then you look, this is direct attacking football that I like. He's looking for space, flick back, he picks it up, and I thought he should have left the chance for Kwame Opoku to finish up, but he decides to take the shot, and it's a poor one. But it just shows you how purposeful and direct Kotoko are in getting numbers forward, creating chances for themselves. And it's just a finishing that let them down.
Yeah.
But I thought they should have been 3-4 ahead by halftime. But
I like the quick passing when they get into the final third.
When they get into the final third, it's very quick.
Yeah.
Bodies are there. And you see, it thrives on the availability of bodies. Because there are many in that central area, the quick passing is a bit...
Yeah.
The passing is quicker.
Almost Barcelona-ish.
Exactly.
Like
you have
said.
2 or 3 options to pick out, and it helps with the interplay. And this is why probably Legon Cities will also get relegated, because their defending is also...
I was going to say that.
It's absolutely pathetic. I want you to take a look at... There's somebody who is not even in the frame. Okay? He's playing somebody onside. Look at this guy. He's playing somebody onside. And when the pass comes in...
Where is he? That is no man's land. Like, he's not participating.
And he's playing the entire Kotoko forward line onside. And when the pass comes in, I want you to look at his position. You see, if you have the proper anticipation, and you already know you've made a mistake by being playing the entire attacking team onside. If you know you've made that mistake, he should be making this run here, trying to block off the run of the Kotoko attacker. But what he does is like an attacker. He chooses to come onside first before then he takes a decision. So look at what he does. He comes onside before he goes back to try and defend.
Comical.
And this could easily have been a goal. Another wayward shot there from Kotoko. As I said, the first half was chance after chance after chance. And you don't understand this kind of defending. Look at this thing again. Goalkeeper will like this one before I show you. I need to this keeper like Charlie,
something is wrong.
Look at what the keeper. This thing is only Onana who can do something. look at what the keeper is doing. Look, long ball comes in.
What's imposed for Aziz? I think Aziz.
What is he doing?
Yeah, that's.
What was that? Why would he allow the ball to bounce behind him?
What are you doing? First of all, if you are playing this high line, your starting position should already be a bit more proactive. But you can tell he's almost in his box and starts running when the ball has now been kicked. Because if he had been in a more advanced position, he deals with this ball much easier. Because the line is high. Yes,
the
line
great Kwame Aziz.
Look,
Aziz was imposed.
They hit the ball in. He comes out, completely misjudges it. And he's lucky Kwame Opoku didn't score this chance. But this is terrible. This is relegation defending. And if they don't fix this, I don't think that's why the other guy ran away. If they don't fix this, look, it's going to be a serious issue for them. But to be frank, if Pakwesi Fabing has tried for over a year to fix these problems and we are still seeing be like the relegation there, Lagos City is calling them.
Fantastic stuff, Danny K. Thank
Brilliant.
you. I absolutely love that. So that's the lowdown on Kumasi Asante Kotoko and why they are so good. Finishing with a touch of why Lagos Cities are so bad. But I absolutely love that. Thank you, Danny K. We will take a short break now. When we come back, we have more of your messages. But more importantly, we're taking you straight to the Premier League where there was plenty of action, plenty of analysis to come here on the show. You're watching Sports Zone on Joy Prime. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. This is Sports Zone. That goal was from Enes Nyama. Superb goal from him for Lyon in the league. What a strike. What a strike. Hopefully he will bring that to bear next week when Ghana take on Chad and Madagascar in the World Cup qualifying. The Black Stars coach Otuado, from what I've picked up, is expected to name his Black Stars squad on Thursday or by Thursday. So we'll see who makes that squad and who doesn't. The show is proudly brought to you by Piva Beverages, producers of Piva Water and other Piva-flavored drinks. Also by Syntex Tank, by Guinness, which brought you Daniel's segment, Match Day, and also by Kivo Gari 4-in-1 mix. We're going to go straight to the Premier League, where Liverpool stretched their lead at the top of the table to 15 points with a very comfortable 3-1 victory over Southampton. Mohamed Salah with his 26th and 27th goals of the season. So Mohamed Salah, what a player, what a guy, what a footballer. He's outright top scorer in the Premier League. Liverpool, 15 points clear. I mean, what is there to say about Liverpool again? They've done it all, and the other teams have made it really easy for them.
I think the question Anna Slot will be asking is there any more difficult games he has to play? Ooh. Because
he's answered every question.
People kept saying Liverpool had not played tough games. But yeah, they are that good. And for me, when Slot makes changes, you have to adjust. I think it's one of the things that people have not necessarily given the credit he deserves, because his substitutions are almost always spot on. Like when he makes those substitutions, he takes the team to another level. Yeah. And we saw Liverpool in that first half. They had a possession, but in the final third, they were lacking the final pass. Mm-hmm. And then they were also open to counter-attack. I thought Kamaldeen Suleiman had a great first half. He was causing problems for Liverpool there. But in that second half, he made those changes, bang, 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 and straight away, Southampton just couldn't cope with the difference that those changes brought to the team. He kept them under pressure. Nunes became a nuisance to them in that box. Got a brilliant, I thought that was a very good finish from Nunes. Ball comes in, had to just, the way he actually angled his leg to guide the ball into the back of the net was very good. And then again, he made himself a nuisance, won the penalty for Mohamed Salah, who, of course, was going to dispatch it. Got a second again from the spot. I just think that by far, Liverpool have been the best team in the Premier League and deserve where they are. The disappointment would be the fact that the chasing pack haven't necessarily mounted, a competition, to give us the feel that we had a couple of seasons ago about Liverpool City, or even more recently, Arsenal and City going at it. But of course, Slot and Liverpool won't scare. They only try to win the games that are ahead of them, and in the end, this is where they are. And so, yeah, credit to them, congratulations to them. For me, his tactical changes and substitutions are spot on.
I mean, DK, Mohamed Salah continues. I mean, he didn't have a good game in midweek in the Champions League, but he's shown up in the Premier League again, and he's delivered 2 goals. At the moment, where do you stand in terms of that competition? So he does that, then Vinicius goes, and that's what he did over the weekend. What is that competition like?
It's difficult. I would say that, you see, when it comes to who wants to win the Balon d'Or, the competition is always very important. Who you are facing is also very important. If it was somebody else in another team, I don't think it would have been. You look at what Rafinha is doing. In fact, Hansi Flick's post-match press conference, he was asked about the possibility of Rafinha winning, and he said yes, Rafinha has every right to be in that conversation. But that statement is not going far. It's what Vinicius Jr. did. And it's not even like the entire performance. That goal alone. That moment alone has just put him in the conversation again. And that's what playing for Real Madrid does for you. That's what playing in Spain, in Real Madrid, basically that's what it does for you. And for Salah, we always said he needs to maintain this until the end of the season, because the 1 week he doesn't score, the 1 week he doesn't give that crazy assist, the 1 week he doesn't give that superb world-class performance, all of a sudden Mbappe or Vinicius will just have to do the basic thing by scoring a winner or something, and they've just gone a notch ahead of him. But if we are looking at pure performances, we are looking at what, devoid of what club you play for, whatever, Salah is by far the best player in the world as it stands. Like, by far. I don't think there's any competition at this point in time. There's no player more creative than him. There's no player more prolific than him. There's no player more clutch than him. Like, he's done it over the past year. I don't think from around this point last season till now, I don't think there's anybody who's done more than Musa. Like, it's by far. I don't think it's not close at all. Yeah. Like, he's stand out by far the best player in the world. And yet, we still have a conversation. So my hope is that he maintains this to the end of the season, and hopefully Atletico do us a favor. But if Atletico can't do us a favor and Real Madrid progress and Liverpool meets Real Madrid, Mohamed Salah needs to stamp his authority on that game. And if Liverpool wins that tie, then maybe it's all done in that.
And I was also going to say, I've not seen a player in the last few months of his contract, in a situation where Mohamed Salah is, deliver as well as he's doing. Like, normally you'd see players, you know, they are not happy, they are grumpy, but he's playing like he's going to be there forever. And I don't know if it's only credit to Salah or it is credit to Slot and Liverpool, because it's not only Salah in that situation. You've got Trent, and he's been good this season as well. Even though he starts up some poor games that are not too good, but generally he's been good. But they've also got their captain, Van Dijk. And they've got Alisson going into the last year of his contract. So they've got some contractual issues in the club, but it doesn't look like it's affected any mood or anything around the club. So the way they've managed the situation, even though it's not been great, for any other club, we would have been blaming their poor season, if Liverpool were having one, on these contractual situations. So while all these situations are around the club, if they are playing well, there has to be credit to, I think, the players themselves, the manager, and then the way the club have... Because there was massive noise. There was massive noise about it. Salah almost every weekend got those questions coming. Slot got them coming. Nobody's asking them anymore because it looks like it doesn't even matter. But then he mentions that I think it will still go down to who between Salah, maybe Vinicius Jr., Rafinha, who in the end, in the UEFA, Mbappe, in the UEFA Champions League, is able, in these final moments, is able to make the biggest claim. Because I don't think it will come down to only the Premier League. It will come down to what Salah is able to do with this Liverpool team in the Champions League, and hopefully it goes all the way.
Friends, if you look at the numbers here, I was thinking about this weekend. It's when we talk about like the power of like personal branding in football these days, like no situation best encapsulates what we are seeing now. What Salah is doing is we are witnessing singularly like one of the greatest Premier League season ever, like from an individual.
Yeah.
Better than what Ronaldo did in 2008. Better than what Suarez did for Liverpool with his double-digit goals, over 30 goals, over 15 assists. I think he did
2014.
2014. I think he did 17 assists or so. Salah already has the 17 assists this season. He's hit 27 goals. We know by all means he's going to pass the 30-goal mark. So what we are seeing, and we have what? 11 games to go. What we are seeing is singularly the greatest individual performance in the Premier League season.
Even though it's not over yet.
Even though it's not over yet. And
That's
if you look at the previous seasons, when Ronaldo did it, he won the Balon d'Or.
Yeah.
When Suarez did it, we all know why he didn't win the Balon d'Or, because he went to the World Cup and went to bite somebody. And that messed him up. But had he not beaten somebody, he was primed to
But his country had a very good World Cup.
Yeah, he was primed to at least finish on the podium of the Balon d'Or. But some way, somehow, as I said, we are still having a conversation about this. He's by far the best. Like, it shouldn't even be a conversation. He's by far, this will be one of the most straightforward Ballon d'Or races we've ever had. Because for Salah to do what he's doing in the Premier League at 32 years old,
That's crazy.
it's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know about you guys. Do you think that Mohamed Salah straight up should be the Ballon d'Or winner this year? Doesn't matter what even happens at the end of the season. Let me know. You can send us a message on the WhatsApp number on your screen. But I want to show you a few more matches in the Premier League, beginning at this Saturday afternoon, lunchtime kickoff between Nottingham Forest and Manchester City. It was Ghana boy Calum Hudson-Odoi who got the winner for Forest against Man City. All right, so that's that 1-1. Declan Rice with the equalizer. The rest of the matches from the weekend. Crystal Palace, they beat Ipswich Town by 1-0. Brighton were 2-1 winners against Fulham. Brentford lost at home to Villa 1-0. Wolverhampton Wanderers, they drew at home 1-0 against Everton. Spurs and Bournemouth ended in a 2-2 stalemate. And then Chelsea won, Leicester 0. Man United 1, Arsenal 1. So this is what the table looks like after 29 matches, 70 points is what Liverpool have. That's a 15-point lead at the top of the league table. Arsenal, 55, 15 points behind. Forest, 4 behind Arsenal. And Chelsea, occupying that last top 4 place, they are 6 points behind Arsenal Football Club and 21 behind leaders Liverpool. The Premier League title race looks over. The top 4 is where the real race is, because Man City, they're 2 points behind Chelsea, and Brighton are 3 points behind Chelsea, and Aston Villa are 4 points behind Chelsea, and Bournemouth are 5 points behind Chelsea. So it's incredibly tight. Newcastle in 9th are just 5 points from Chelsea. So that top 4 race is incredibly tight. Let's look at the bottom. Southampton are all but gone. They have just 9 points from 28 games. And you've got Leicester City, who got promoted with a lot of pomp and pageantry. Look like they're on their way back to the championship. Ipswich Town, same thing. Now, these 3 teams were the 3 teams that got promoted from last season. Last year, the 3 teams that got promoted got relegated. And this year, the 3 teams that got promoted looks like they're getting relegated. Sicho, what is with that?
It's just and that's what the Premier League is doing. It's just the amount of money the Premier League now world. So the difference in terms of purchasing power and everything between Premier League teams and then the EFL is huge. And it's also not being held by the profit and sustainability rule, the PSR. So when teams step up from the EFL and come to the Premier League, because they're again capped by already their revenue is not as big as the Premier League clubs. and the money they are making is not as big as the Premier League clubs. However, they are also being capped by the same rule as the PSL. So the clubs that are generating more revenue via the Premier League have got a lot more to spend. One of the days, if a team got promotion from the lower division and it got a rich owner, he's coming in, bang, 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 his son players. So we saw Nottingham Forest being punished, right?
Yeah.
I think a couple of seasons
for
violating it. Some teams have got points dug out of them, like Everton and all of that. So that is why, as long as this rule stays, we are still going to see a massive, massive financial difference between Premier League established teams and teams that are going to be visiting the EFL and be coming back into the Premier League. And the Premier League need to find a new way. I understand they are cooking new rules about the PSL just to make sure that the competition is even across board. But for now, it's not helping teams that are coming out from the lower division. And by the way, Newcastle just beat West Ham, so they moved to 47 points, only 2 points behind fourth place Chelsea.
Yeah. DK, let's talk about that Arsenal-Manchester United game. I had a big problem with the attitude of the Arsenal players. Well, Declan Rice mostly, after he scored that equaliser. I mean, it was almost... and for me, I don't have a problem with the fact that he's celebrating. You score a goal, you need to celebrate. But I feel like it speaks to the mentality, the seriousness of the situation. You're chasing the game, you get an equaliser. There is a bigger picture than just that particular match, than just scoring an equaliser against Man United. If you have the right mentality, the picture is much, much bigger than just scoring an equaliser against Man United in that situation, no?
What is the bigger picture?
The bigger picture is that go on, get the kickoff back on, win and chase Liverpool. Arsenal can't have given up on the Premier League title already.
It was 13 points before this game.
Yes.
Declan Rice is a midfielder. When he looks forward, it's Merino. He's not a striker. The playing body understands what is happening. The head coach himself understands what is happening. Look, Arteta's comments last week were reckless, and he knew it. The over my dead body comment. He knew that it was over. You are facing a team that is in form, a team that has all its pieces together. You are struggling with injuries. You are struggling with a lot of things. Arsenal knew that the title is gone. They knew. Arteta was running away from the post-match press conference. You see the post-match interview. He ran away. He answered one question and then dodged the other one and ran. And the people in the studio didn't even know whether he said yes or no or yes. Nobody was confused. The point
he was going and he said, one more question.
One more question. And he stood there.
They asked him and then he left.
Said, one question, Then, you see, but that's the issue. And when you look at all these things surrounding Arsenal, you look at the significance of this game, as you said when you were introducing it, it's a traditional game. It's a big rivalry. So when United take the lead and United fans are taunting the Arsenal players and they strike a very good equalizer, he has every right to celebrate. Because the bigger picture is not that. Maybe it's a bigger picture in your mind, but they know the league is over. Now they've shifted their attention to other things. Maybe they want to go as far as possible in the Champions League, because if you heard Arteta in the post-match, they asked him, what phase is Arsenal in his 5-phase plan for the club? And he said they are in between phase 4 and phase 5, which is being very close to the big trophies, going as far as possible in the Champions League. So as for the league, Arsenal themselves know it's over. I don't think, when it comes to this whole mentality thing, I don't think it's fair, because, come on, they are closer to the top 4 race now than the title race. So it's reality. It's reality. If you are losing a game and you score an equalizer, you have every right to celebrate. And for now, Arsenal has to just be about finishing in the top 4, winning, qualifying for the Champions League.
It's a rather underwhelming season.
And then they go again next season.
So... what about Man United? What's the mentality now like for the rest of the season?
Please, I beg you. I want to ask Sichu something.
What's the question to Sichu?
Zexi and Hoyland.
Those two. Did you see what Coleman said about...
Andy Cole.
Said about
Rasmus Hoyland.
No. The Dutch coach,
Koeman.
Did you see what he said about why he didn't call up Zexi?
Zexi.
Yes.
He said why he's too stylish.
He said at the moment he's simply not good enough. Especially when it comes to turning and holding onto
Charlie,
the ball.
Where is the full camera? I want to do demonstration. I don't understand. Maybe Sitcho, who has played ball before, you can explain it to me. Where is the... I hope I'm in short. I want to be in short. I want to show Sitcho something. Sitcho, did you see that chance where Arsenal messed up a back pass and Rasmus Hojlund is left-footed?
Yes, I saw it.
And the ball came to Rasmus Hojlund like this. The pole is here.
Yes.
This is Hojlund. This is his right foot. You can't score with your stronger foot. Your weaker foot, it is completely useless. The ball came to Rasmus Hojlund like this. This is his left foot.
Yes.
Funny say, but shot. If you miss, you miss.
Yes.
But at least take the shot.
Yes.
Rasmus Hojlund, because he's so obsessed with UFC. Every Friday night, he's watching UFC 56, 57, 58, 59. He wanted to go and fight the Arsenal defender. So instead of Rasmus Hojlund taking the ball to his left foot and taking a simple shot into the pool, Rasmus Hojlund went in like this, and he didn't even end up in a shot too.
No.
So it doesn't even count as a chance.
No.
Guy, Rasmus Hojlund.
But was it on a good tackle?
No, he gave the defender the opportunity of making the tackle. As the ball is coming, and that was a brilliant interception from Casemiro. As the ball is coming, I think, as a left-footed player,
Yes.
he could have allowed the ball to roll across, and he could have hit it first time. Or
And that was on that side, no?
the defender was coming from this way, so the tackle was made this way, right? So if the ball comes, you hit it before the defender reaches. It's on your left foot. Allow it to roll. But what he is doing is, or you are taking a touch that
Find
opens,
that incident for me.
yeah, or you are taking a touch that opens the angle for you this way, because this is your left foot.
And takes it even further away
But
from
what
the
he
defender.
does is, he takes the ball back to his right side. And so Declan Rice is sliding in from this way, and he catches the ball because the ball is actually meeting him. And I don't think he even has control over the touch. It was just a terrible touch.
Hey.
He just took a touch that brought the ball back into an angle where he might then have had to use the outside of the foot or go with his weaker right foot. And we all know what the
So right now, Hojlund, we should do him what?
Can we switch Hojlund and Jackson? Because,
What about sexy?
oh, that guy is a model. Sexy. He's a model. But did you see the chance where Sexy flipped the thing?
Yeah.
When he flicked the chance, you see the way he flicked his hair after he...
Yeah.
Model, Charlie.
No, but yes, I mean, for Manchester United, it is not shocking. It wasn't shocking. I always thought I played this game in my mind before the game, and I could almost predict that was how the game was going to pan out. Because truly, when United have come up against the teams that are better than them, they've got a perfect template to execute the job.
Yeah.
And that is,
You
also
mentioned that before.
that is also largely because this team, as it is, mentality-wise, player profile-wise, ability-wise, was set up for Erik ten Hag's counter-attacking football mode. So a lot of the players there are comfortable to sit in deep and just hustle. But when they've got the ball, they are devastating in the counter-attack. And it's so chaotic. It's not as if their counter-attacking football is very coordinated. It is very chaotic. And for teams that are very rigid and systematic like Arsenal, City, at times Liverpool, when you come up against teams that makes the game chaotic for you, you struggle. Because you can't read the game, you can't control the game, you can't ping a hand on what to do to stop the chaos. And that is what happened to Arsenal. Whereas Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Moreno, they like to get control of the game. United were like, we are sitting deep, we don't care. Just don't score against us. We will try and hit you on the counter. So in the first half, United were comfortable to cede possession to Arsenal because they knew Arsenal were not going to head them with them. And that's the thing about Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. They are too predictable with their passing at times. It's always going sideways. And when the ball has gone to the wide players, where you expect a bit more flair and skill to take people out of the game, they are also passing. Again. So it makes it easy for teams to get back into shape and defend against them. And even now, you don't go any target man to find in the striker's position. So United were comfortable to do that. And I thought it fits them very well. But the problem for Man United is, you've only got Man City, Liverpool, maybe Arsenal, who are better than you, that you can play this way against them and win. There are like 16 other teams who you were expected to be better than to play, take the game
Dominate.
to. So whenever they have to take games to teams, they are found wanted. But when they come up in these big games, they've always had a template for it. I'm not surprised. But for Arsenal, briefly though, for Arsenal, it is shocking. Because for Mikel Arteta, and I said it here before, when a coach enters the club, if that coach is not winning big things in 3 years, the project is at a restart. Because by 3 years, people should be picking in the system. If the team is not winning in 3 years at the start of a new project, forget it. And I'm sorry for Mikel Arteta, but it happened to him. After 2 seasons ago and after last season, which was maybe the 4th, once Arsenal didn't win in the Cups and Arsenal didn't win the league, this 5th season for me was going to be a restart. And so some of the players are there, like Timber, Calafiori, Merino, they are generally very, Iwaneri, the young man, Lewis Kelly, they are great footballers, but they are almost like a new breed from the 3 years ago or the 2 years ago's team that should have won. So gradually, Arsenal are going to rebuild because this particular team hasn't won, and I don't think I've.
And that rebuild could take another 3 years before we start to think about whether they can win.
Well, I think it might not take 3 years because the foundation is good, but they are being stubborn of not buying the very thing that everybody, every football fan, even if you're 9 years, know that they need to bring in. They need to bring in a goal scorer, striker.
That is Champions League now. Second leg matches in the round of 16. Barcelona have a 1-0 lead over Benfica. They had a man sent on that first leg, still managed a 1-0 win to finish the job.
Yes. Barca to go through, I think. Liverpool to go through. Inter Milan at home and drive. Bayern are through. I think Leo will kick out Dortmund and Aston Villa are through. For me, Madrid are going to go through, and Arsenal, of course.
Okay, you two go through them?
Barcelona, PSG, Inter, Bayern. I think Dortmund will shock Leo.
You want PSG to beat Liverpool away from home?
No, I said Barcelona, Liverpool.
I thought you said PSG.
No, Barcelona, Liverpool, Inter, Bayern, Dortmund will shock Leo. Aston Villa are through. God of Simeone, please answer us. And then Arsenal are already through.
All right, thank you very much, Danny K. A quick message here before we go. Able Minister in Cove City says, I think Mo Salah can easily win the Balon d'Or, especially when he's competing with Vini and Mbappe, who are in the same team. And Yilebna says, Danny might be right on Salah outperforming Suarez, but not that 2008 Ronaldo performance. A winger scoring 42 goals in a single season, winning the Champions League without assets recorded because Opta had not started recording them at the time. And this message says, Danike cannot say Salah's form is better than Ronaldo's prime because he took everything that time.
That's the talk stuff. We Ronaldo fans, we just make
yeah. And this message is, hey, good evening, guys. My name is Cole, watching you live from Kumasi. Fans should forget that Palmer didn't connect that penalty yesterday. Remember, Cole Palmer still remains the king of penalty takes. Yeah, he had scored and converted 12 consecutive penalties before the miss this weekend. Huh?
The kid is
rough.
He really is.
I will pray for him.
Yeah. That's our show this evening. Thank you, Sicho. Thank you, Daniel. We are off. We're back again next week. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.